He's not as efficient, and he's going to get tired easier.
Pac-Man comeback? What's going on? Manny Pacquiao is coming back for another fight against Mario Barrios for the WBC Welterweight Championship, I believe. Is that something, or is it just?
I don't know.
Tabloids?
I don't know. I keep laughing about that fight.
Just take into account the last time he stepped foot in that ring against Ugas. You know, he didn't look good. He was outmatched by, a fighter.
Joe Rogan didn't mince words when he reacted to the news that boxing icon Manny Pacquiao is making a comeback at 46, set to fight Mario Barrios. On a recent episode of the Joe Rogan Experience, the UFC commentator shared his deep concerns, calling Pacquiao's return a dangerous gamble that could go south. Rogan respected Pacquiao's legendary career, but questioned whether someone his age can still compete at the highest level without risking serious harm.
Would you want to see Boots versus Barrios? Of course. I like to see Boots just in there, period. But that lets you know how much you need people like Barrios. Because people who got something to lose, or not even something to lose, people who are superstars in their head, don't fight everybody. That's why I say Sean Porter kept the welterweight division alive. He fought them all. Barrios is doing the same thing. You need Barrios. You need people like Barrios, because Barrios will take the fight with Boots.
The fight between Pacquiao and Barrios is shaping up as a classic battle of wisdom versus youth. Pacquiao brings years of experience and sharp tactics to the table, while Barrios has the edge in size and energy. Barrios' reach and height might be tough for Pacquiao to deal with, especially now that he's older. After retiring to focus on politics in the Philippines, Pacquiao briefly came back in a 2024 exhibition against Japanese kickboxer Rukireo. Though he didn't impress in that outing, Pacquiao is still confident. He pointed to his 2019 win over Keith Thurman and how little damage he's taken recently, saying, "I made history at 40 beating Keith Thurman, and I feel at 45 I have a lot left in the game as I haven't taken a lot of punishment over the last few years."
Pacquiao could possibly face Mario Barrios.
Yeah.
Manny Pacquiao is 45 years old. What you think of that fight?
Sound like Pacquiao trying to hit a lick. You know what I mean? But Pacquiao not Pacquiao no more. It's tough to go against him in this situation, because if it was some years ago, Pacquiao would beat Barrios. But right now, Barrios, with his momentum, might beat Pacquiao. I mean, not knock him out, but beat him on the cards, beat him behind that jab.
Similar to like Ugas, the Ugas fight?
Yeah, like that. It's a good fight, but it's more of a good fight for Barrios. Pacquiao don't need it, but Pacquiao want to come back, and he want to come back with a bang, so why not? If he can make it happen, make it happen.
Joe Rogan has long praised Manny Pacquiao on his podcast, calling him one of the greatest to ever step in the ring. Rogan admires Pacquiao's speed, hard work, and humility. He often points out how Pacquiao rose from poverty in the Philippines to become the only boxer to win titles in 8 weight divisions. Rogan also respects how Pacquiao held his own against younger opponents late in his career, crediting it to his discipline and heart. Lightweight fighter George Kambosos Jr., a proud Greek-Australian, has always looked up to Pacquiao. After training with him, Kambosos said Pacquiao shaped his mindset and toughness, calling him a true warrior. Rogan has also shared his views on the Pacquiao versus Mayweather fight, saying the match was a letdown after years of build-up. He felt both fighters were past their best, and Pacquiao's shoulder injury didn't help. While Rogan gave credit to Mayweather's brilliant defense, he also understood fans who expected a brawl and got a cautious chess match instead. He believed if the fight had happened earlier, it could have been a very different and much more exciting event.
And so who are they talking about Pacquiao matching up with next?
He chasing the Mayweather.
Of course.
So
why not?
Right.
Floyd, come on. I know you love money. He was saying that he thinks Floyd's out of money already, because he says Floyd spends so much money, he's probably already out of it.
Well, he spend money too. I think Pacquiao spend more money than Floyd on everybody else.
Oh, that's right, because he's got like 50 people that he just like has supported. Yeah, I mean, he's an interesting guy, man, because he's so friendly.
Right.
You know, like Pat, even like when people are trash talking, he's like smiling, and then he gets in that ring.
Kick you out later.
Different dude.
Right.
Once he steps through that roast, like this is a whole different set of rules he's flying with.
Like, Keith Thurman talking about you gonna crucify him and stuff like that, and he just
don't say that. Yeah,
and got crucified.
Yeah, but he's super
I wish you the best
too.
Good luck in the fight.
Good luck in the fight. He's a killer pool player. Did you know that about Pacquiao?
No, I didn't.
Like world class. Like he could play pool professional.
On the Joe Rogan Experience, Terrence Crawford opened up about his respect for Manny Pacquiao and his regret over a fight that never happened. Crawford revealed he chased about with Pacquiao for around 5 years, seeing it as key to cementing his legacy. He blamed promotion politics for blocking the fight, saying Pacquiao's team wanted to protect him. Rogan agreed, showing respect for Pacquiao's legendary run, but also frustration at how boxing politics often ruin great matchups. He praised Pacquiao's exciting style and his journey from poverty to 8-time world champion. Both men felt a Pacquiao-Crawford fight would have been an epic battle of youth and skill versus experience and grit. Though disappointed, they still honored Pacquiao's impact on boxing. Crawford noted Pacquiao's record of 8 titles, but added he didn't do it alone, more a personal view than a harsh critique. Their chat highlighted how hard it is to make legacy fights in boxing and how much respect Pacquiao still commands.
He's an interesting guy, man, because he's so friendly.
Right.
You know, like even like when people are trash talking, he's like smiling, and then he gets in that ring. It's different fucking dude.
Right.
Once he steps through that roast, like this is a whole different set of rules he's flying with.
Like Keith Thurman talking about you gonna crucify him and stuff like that, and he just
don't say that. Yeah.
And got crucified.
Yeah, but he's super
I wish you the best
too.
Good luck in the fight.
Good luck in the fight.
I already said he's got these T-Rex arms. Everybody's talking about how fast he is. Manny Pacquiao, T-Rex arm. Pop, pop, pop.
Pacquiao. Oh, down goes Thurman! And let me tell you, that was just a quick punch. Pacquiao again, the aggressor. See? Now the response by Manny Pacquiao.
Manny Pacquiao.
Mario Barrios, nicknamed Elastica, is a 29-year-old American boxer from San Antonio, Texas. At 6 feet tall, with a 71-inch reach, he holds a size advantage over most welterweights. He turned pro in 2013 and quickly built a name for himself with a strong offense and knockout power. Barrios first made waves in 2019 when he won the WBA regular super lightweight title by knocking out Juan Jose Velasco in round 2. But his biggest wins came at welterweight. In September 2023, Barrios faced veteran Cuban fighter Yadenis Yugas for the WBC interim welterweight title and won decisively, with judges scoring at 118 to 107, 118 to 107, and 117 to 108. That fight showed off his jab and control. After Terrence Crawford gave up the belt, Barrios was promoted to full WBC champ. His latest defense came in November 2024 against Abel Ramos. It was a thrilling bout ending in a split draw. One judge scored it for Barrios, another for Ramos, and one called it even. Both fighters scored knockdowns. Barrios in the second, Ramos in the sixth. Despite the draw, Barrios held onto the title, proving his toughness. Promoter Eddie Hearn would likely find Pacquiao's decision to fight Barrios fascinating, especially at 46. He might respect Pacquiao's legacy, but point out the real dangers considering Barrios' recent win over Yugas. Hearn might ask if Pacquiao is chasing glory or simply trying to stay relevant. While the fight could be a big draw, especially with Filipino and Latino fans, Hearn would likely say it's a risky move. Still, he'd frame it as a must-watch, an aging legend trying to hold off a young contender.
Pacquiao potentially facing Mario Barrios. What do you think of that fight?
Yeah, I think that, it's a very contentious subject. Like, people moaning about Manny Pacquiao. I think Manny Pacquiao is still good enough to beat most fighters in the top 20 at 147 pounds. He's clearly not the fighter that he once was. You're not going to be at that age. My problem is that he's been inactive for quite a long time. Like, we were talking about fighting him with Conor Benn maybe 6 months ago or a year, and every month or 3 months or 6 months that passes, you do become a lot older. So, I guess there's two questions. One is, should he be fighting again? And at the end of the day, if he's good enough to beat everybody outside of the top 20 in the world, then why not? But should he be fighting for the world title? I guess that's another question. In the commercial world of boxing, the answer is yeah, probably. In the ratings world and activity world, the answer is probably not.
Pacquiao's fight with Mario Barrios isn't just about a comeback. It might be a stepping stone toward a major showdown with Gervonta Tank Davis. Pacquiao has said he's open to fighting Davis at either 145 or 147 pounds. He said confidently, "I can fight anybody, even like Gervonta Davis. I'm not scared of anybody." Beating Barrios would give Pacquiao the WBC title and boost his case for a fight with Davis. Interestingly, Barrios already fought Davis back in 2021, losing by TKO in the 11th round after being knocked down 3 times. That shared history adds more excitement to a possible Pacquiao-Davis matchup. But facing a prime Tank Davis would be a huge challenge for Pacquiao. Davis is younger, hits hard, and is in his prime. If this fight comes together, it would be a dramatic showdown. A seasoned icon testing himself against a red-hot rising star.
So basically, your interpretation is that the boxing public is upset because they believe Pacquiao's gonna beat Barrios, which is gonna lead to a Tank Pacquiao fight?
Yes, look around, look in the Discord. That's what everybody, Pac and Tank, that's being set up.
Oh,
Tank
so,
and Pac.
okay, so they saying Barrios is the setup for Tank and Pac. I didn't see that, but your argument makes sense. If he beats Barrios, there's nothing wrong with him fighting Tank. But the issue is he don't deserve the Barrios fight off of 3 years off and a loss to Ugas.
Next, cry me a river, man. That's what boxing is. But longer deserve a Canelo fight.
Manny Pacquiao's return to the ring at 46 has many wondering what's really motivating him. And money seems to be part of it. In the past, Pacquiao has been honest about needing boxing income. Back in 2016, he said, "Boxing is my main source of income. One can't rely on my salary as a public official." He has a lot of financial responsibilities, including helping family and giving to charity. Even though he reportedly earned around $120 million from his 2015 fight with Mayweather, Pacquiao has spent generously. His old promoter Bob Arum once mentioned that Pacquiao paid for things like hospitals and schools out of pocket, which can strain anyone's finances. Legal troubles also played a part. In 2023, he was hit with an $8 million lawsuit by Paradigm Sports Management, though the ruling was overturned in 2024. Pacquiao insists he's not broke and says his businesses and investments have secured his family's future. Still, with his giving nature, court battles, and the cost of politics, some believe finances pushed him to fight again. His best years were likely in the 14,147 pounds divisions, where he gave fans unforgettable moments. That stretch built the buzz for a Mayweather fight, as both men were at the top of their game. Analyst Max Kellerman often praised Pacquiao's rise through the weights, saying even though Mayweather had size and skill, Pacquiao's ability to stay elite in bigger divisions made him one of the all-time greats, pound for pound.
He also has a case for greatest fighter, pound for pound, who ever lived. Think about, by the way, I don't think he wins that argument. Sugar Ray Robinson is safely ensconced in that position. But Henry Armstrong, Muhammad Ali, Harry Greb, Sam Langford, Floyd Mayweather, Pernell Whitaker, whoever else you want to mention, put Pacquiao's resume up to those guys. Bill James, the great baseball sabermetrician, had a way of ranking baseball players that I came across as a kid and thought, that's really smart. You have to rank them at their best, and then also over the course of their careers. Because when you have that argument, are you talking about who accomplished the most, or what heights did they reach? What peak did they reach? Take either for Pacquiao. Take his peak. Was it at 140 pounds when he obliterated Ricky Hatton, Miguel Cotto, and then Oscar De La Hoya, though that was at 147? Was that Pacquiao's peak? Because remember, that's when the Mayweather-Pacquiao hype actually reached fever pitch. Oh my God, these are two of the best fighters we've ever seen, and they're both in their primes.
The World Boxing Council has officially greenlit Manny Pacquiao's return to the ring at 46, approving his challenge for Mario Barrios' welterweight title. WBC President Mauricio Suleiman confirmed that Pacquiao passed medical checks and met Nevada's licensing rules. Suleiman pointed to the WBC's rulebook, which lets iconic former champs ask for a title shot when coming out of retirement. He referenced Sugar Ray Leonard's 1987 comeback, when Leonard came back after nearly 3 years away to beat Marvin Hagler for the middleweight crown. That historic fight set a precedent, and now Pacquiao is getting a similar chance. While some critics think it's unfair, the WBC stands by its guidelines and sees Pacquiao's long track record and passion as reasons to allow it. This fight not only adds a fresh storyline to the welterweight scene, but also gives fans a chance to see if Pacquiao can once again become champion.
Mario Barrios is the WBC champion, so who is he mandated to fight next? Do you have made that decision yet?
Well, at this time, Mario Barrios is going to fight Manny Pacquiao in July. That's a tremendous fight. There's a final elimination taking place in North Africa, New Guinea, with Chisoko. And there's just many interests in the division. It's a great weight category.
I didn't know about Manny Pacquiao. So is this something is it out there? I've not seen anything about this.
Yes, it was released. PBC. Manny Pacquiao first title was the flyweight WBC, and he wants to retire as WBC champion.
Pacquiao's boxing comeback comes after a stretch in politics, including a Senate run in the Philippines. His advisor, Shaw Gibbons, said Pacquiao wants to end his legendary run by reclaiming the WBC title, the same belt that started it all for him. The fight is expected to take place in Las Vegas, with the T-Mobile Arena or MGM Grand as possible venues. While no date is locked in yet, it's likely to happen in late July 2025 after Pacquiao wraps up political duties. His return has stirred up debates in the boxing world. Some excited, others unsure about a 46-year-old challenging a younger champ. Pacquiao remains optimistic, pointing to his ring smarts and how little damage he's taken lately. In a recent match, despite giving it his all in the final round, it ended in a draw. Pacquiao admitted he was only at 60% and hadn't trained enough. Gibbons also said Pacquiao wasn't fully prepared and came into the fight looking lax and underdone.
Is bigger than me. It's too big for me, and the floor mat is different to boxing because in boxing just a little bit, but in way like so it's hard to move with shoes. So, but it's good. Good experience. We give a good action fight to the fans. Elbow is about my backhead is like is swelling a little bit because his elbow, like when he punch it, he can move, he can punch. The thing is, he can be a boxer. He can be a boxer, but in his weight division, there's a lot of also a good fighter in his weight division, like a bigger guy. It's that's right. It's really surprising to me that the